Hello, Assalamu alaikum, students. Today I will solve MCQs of vectors, scalar and vectors. You already know that vectors are those physical quantities which need, which have both directions and magnitude, but scalars have only magnitude. So let's solve this worksheet, these MCQs. Question 1 is physical quantities can be classed as vectors or as scalars. Which pair of quantities consist of two vectors? You know that kinetic energy is scalar and force is vector quantity. So this is vector, this is scalar and vectors, and we have to search for both vectors. Okay, so A is incorrect. Momentum and time is scalar. So momentum is vector. So B is also incorrect. Velocity and electric field strength. You know that velocity is a vector quantity and electric field strength is defined as force per unit charge. So this is also a vector quantity. So option C is correct. In D, weight is vector and temperature is scalar quantity. So the answer is C. Which equations Question 2 is which equation contains only scalar quantities? Acceleration is vector quantity, so A is incorrect. Power, work, and time, all these three are scalar quantities, so B is correct. If you want to see C, force is vector quantity, and D, displacement is vector quantity. So the answer is B. When a force, question 3, when a force F moves its point of application through a displacement S in the direction of force, the work done by the force is given by this formula that F dot displacement is equal to work done. How many vector quantities and scalar quantities does this equation contain? You know that displacement is vector quantity, force is vector quantity, but work done is a scalar quantity. So in this equation, we have two vectors and one scalar. So one scalar quantity and two vector quantities. So A is correct. Question 4. Which group of quantities contains only vectors? So we have to search for vectors. Acceleration is vector, displacement is vector, but speed is scalar. So A is incorrect. B is acceleration is vector, work is scalar, electric field strength is vector. So B is also incorrect because we want to search for all vectors. C, displacement is vector, force is vector, and velocity is vector. So C is correct option. In D, power is scalar, electric field strength is vector, force is vector. So two vectors, one scalar. Question 5. Which list contains only one vector quantity and two scalar quantities? Two scalars and one vector. Displacement is vector, weight is vector, and velocity is vector. So in option A, all these three are vector quantities. In B, force is vector, acceleration is vector, time is scalar. So two vectors, one scalar. Okay. In C, so A and B both are incorrect. In C, momentum is vector, mass is scalar, speed is scalar. So C is correct. D is also incorrect. Question 6. The following physical quantities can be either positive or negative. S is displacement of particle along a straight line. Theta is temperature on Celsius scale. Q is electric charge. V is readings on digital voltmeter. Which of the quantities are vectors? You know that temperature is scalar quantity. Potential difference is a scalar quantity. Temperature is scalar quantity. Electric charge is scalar quantity. Only displacement is vector quantity. So D is correct. Which pair of quantities contains one vector and one scalar quantity? So we have to search one vector and one scalar. So in A, displacement is vector, force is vector, so both are vectors. That's why this is incorrect. In B, kinetic energy is scalar, power is scalar, both are scalars, so this is incorrect. In C, acceleration is vector, momentum is vector, both are vectors, so it is incorrect. In D, velocity is vector and distance is scalar, so D is correct. Question 8 is, which list contains only scalar quantities? In option A, area, length, displacement. Area is scalar, length is scalar, but displacement is vector. Okay, so A is incorrect. B is kinetic energy, speed, and power. All these three are scalar quantities. B only scalar quantities, so B is correct. In C, potential energy is scalar, momentum is vector, and time is scalar. Okay, and in D, velocity is vector, distance is scalar, temperature is scalar. Physical quantities can be classed as vectors or as scalars. Which pair of quantities are both vectors? Kinetic energy and elastic force. Force is vector. This is scalar, so A is incorrect. B is momentum is vector. Time is scalar, so we have to work search for both vectors. So this is incorrect. Velocity and electric field strength. These two are both vectors, so C is correct. D also incorrect. So these 9 questions were related with the identification of vectors and scalars, and now we will solve questions that deal with the addition and subtraction of vectors. You know that addition of vectors is not like the addition of scalars. So in vector addition, uh, the resultant the magnitude of resultant vectors and direction depends on the direction of vectors. So in question 10, vectors P and Q are drawn to the scale. Which diagram represents, this is P and this is Q. Which diagram represents the vector P plus Q? Okay, so we have to add them and we have to find find the resultant. Okay, so what's the procedure to add these two vectors? We will draw the second vector from the head of this first vector in the same direction as this vector P and having the same length as this Q. You will do in an exam using the scale. Okay, so this vector should be Q should be drawn parallel to this vector Q, and that should have same length as this vector. So you will first measure using the scale the length of this vector, and then you will draw from the head of this vector P. So according to head to tail rule method, the resultant of these two vectors is from the tail of this vector P to the head of this vector Q. So this is resultant vector, that is P plus Q. Okay. So which one is the right option for this question. You know that this is which option is correct for this. So now you can see that for question 10 we have A is in this direction. Okay. So in A, this vector is drawn in this direction, and this vector is not in this direction. The length of this vector is not also equal to the length of this vector, and the direction is also not in the same direction. So in C, this vector is has the same length as A, but the direction is not in the direction of P plus Q. Question 11. Three vectors each exert a horizontal force on vertical pole. Three wires, sorry, each exert a horizontal force on a vertical pole as shown in this diagram. Which vector diagram shows the resultant force R acting on the pole? So now in this case we have three vectors, and we have to find the resultant of these three vectors. We have to select the correct vector addition diagram. You you can check each of these. In A, if you want to see this A, this vector is not drawn in the direction of, you know that this vector is in this direction, but in this case, this vector is drawn in the opposite direction. Okay, so we have to we have to find the correct diagram of vector addition for this question. And you know that according to head to tail rule, each vector should be drawn in original direction. And if you want to see option A, this vector is not in the direction of this vector. Okay, so this vector is towards east, but in this case, this vector is drawn in the opposite direction. And this vector is also not drawn in the same direction as this vector. So this only, there is a single vector that is drawn in the original direction. So that's why A is incorrect. So let's check this B. This vector is drawn in the same direction as this vector. Then the second vector is drawn from the head of the first vector, that is in this direction of this vector. And the third vector is drawn in the direction of this vector, that is in this direction. So the resultant is drawn from the tail of first vector to the head of last vector. So option B is correct. In C, you can see that this vector is drawn in the opposite direction. This vector is drawn in correct direction, and this vector is drawn in the correct direction. So one vector is in opposite direction. So this is incorrect, and D is also incorrect. In this case, you have vectors P and Q, and both vectors are drawn in the question, and we have to find a vector which represents P minus Q. So this is the vector subtraction, and you know that in this case, you can do this P minus Q in this way. P minus Q is P plus negative Q. So you will find negative vector of this Q, that will be, okay, so this is negative Q vector, and you will add this vector negative Q in this vector. So what you have to do, you have to draw the vector of same length as this Q, and in the same direction of this negative Q vector. And in this case, the resultant will be drawn from the tail of this vector to the head of this vector. This is direction of resultant P minus Q vector. So now you can see that this option A is incorrect, that is in this direction. B is also incorrect because the direction and both magnitude are not same as this vector. C is in the same direction as this vector and has same length as this vector. So C is correct. D is also incorrect. Question 13. Diagram shows two vectors x and y. The vectors are perpendicular to one another. X is 8 Newton force and y is 6 Newton. What is the magnitude and direction of x minus y? So again, you have to subtract two vectors. X minus y means x plus negative y. So you have to find negative vector of y that will be in this direction and will have same magnitude as 6 Newton. And you have to add this vector in this vector. Okay. So that is x, which is 8 Newton. And so I have to draw over here because space is not available there. This is x and this is negative y. So this is negative y. And this will be the direction of resultant vector. That will be drawn from the head of this vector to the tail of this vector. This is x minus y. Now you can see that these two vectors are perpendicular to each other, and the magnitude of this vector is 6 Newton and magnitude of this vector is 8 Newton. So what will you do? You will find the magnitude of this resultant vector using Pythagoras theorem. That is, you know that in right angle triangle, if this length is 8, the magnitude of this vector is 8 and this has 6 Newton. So the resultant will have, let's say this is F. So F square is equal to 8 square plus 6 square, that is 64 plus 36. This is 100. So F will be equal to square root of 100. So F is square root of this 100. That is equal to 10 Newton. So resultant of this x minus y is 10 Newton. And this will be the direction of resultant. That is, in this case, we will take tan of theta, that is equal to 6 by 8. So theta is tan inverse of 6 by 8. So this is 37 degree. Okay. If you take tan inverse of this, you will get 37 degree. So according to this magnitude, you will reject this C and D because in this case, magnitude is not correct. So you have two options. Either A can be correct or B because the magnitude is 10 Newton. But in this case, the direction of resultant is 37 degree from direction of upwards from the direction of this X. Okay. So you have these two options, that direct angle is at 37 degree downwards from X. So in our case, we have the angle at 37 degree in the upward direction from this X. So B is correct, A is incorrect. In question 14, the diagram shows two vectors x and y. Both are clearly drawn. In which vector triangle does the vector z show the magnitude and direction of x minus y? So z is x minus y. That is, you know that so I was talking about question 14 and my screen was struck. The diagram shows two vectors x and y. X is drawn in this, x is in this direction, y is in this direction. We have to find vector z that is equal to x minus y. Okay. So what does this mean? X, how we subtract two vectors, we find the negative vectors of the second and we add that vector in the first one to get the resultant. So x should be in the same direction and y should be drawn in the opposite direction. And if you look option A, y is drawn in this way, x is drawn in this way. So x is drawn in the same direction, but and y is also drawn in the same direction. Okay. So if you look at this equation, z is x minus y. What does this mean? That if I bring this y over here, then I will get z plus y equal to x. So in this case, x should be resultant and z and y should be added to give x. And if you look at this diagram A, this vector z that is drawn in this way, and the second vector x that starts from the head of this vector. So both z and x are added, and the resultant is y that is drawn from the head of, from the tail of this z vector, and that ends at the head of this x. So what is the equation that is relating these three vectors? Y is resultant and z resultant of z and x, but we have to find that z plus y should be equal to x. So in this case, if you make z subject, what will you get? You will get z is y minus x. So if we had to find z that would y minus x, then a would be the correct option. But in this case, a is not correct option. What about this b? In this case, if you look at the arrows of vectors, this vector z and this vector y is drawn from the head of this z vector. Okay, so z and y, they are added, and the resultant is x that is drawn from the tail of this vector, and that ends at the head of this vector. So in this case, x is z plus y, or another way, z is x minus y. So this is our correct option. Okay. So what about this C? If you want to check this C, that is y plus x equal to z. So z starts from the tail of this vector, and in this case, z is resultant and resultant of y and x. So z is equal to y plus x. So in this case, this y and x starts from the head of y, and then z starts from the head of this x. So in this case, if you want to write down the equation of this option, then all these three vectors are added to give the zero resultant. So x plus y plus z equal to 0. So that's why these two options are incorrect and B is correct option. Question 15. An aeroplane can fly at velocity x when moving through still air. The aeroplane velocity in still air is x. When flying in wind, the aeroplane's velocity relative to the ground is y. So y is the velocity of aeroplane in the presence of wind. So, which vector diagram shows the magnitude and direction of wind velocity? Okay, so what you have to do first, you should make the equation relating x, y, and z. You know that when flying in the wind, the aeroplane's velocity relative to the ground is y. So y is the resultant of x and w. Y is y is the velocity of aeroplane in the presence of air. So y is the velocity, y is the resultant of x and w. Okay. So what is this w? W is the velocity of wind. If there is no wind, then the velocity of aeroplane will be in the same direction as x. But if there is wind, then the wind will change the direction of aeroplane velocity, and that would be y. So y is the resultant of x and w. So you have to search the option that in which x and w are added to give y. So if I look at this option A, x, the arrow of x is in this way and arrow of w is in this way. So x and w are added to give this y because y starts from the tail of this vector and ends at the head of this vector. So y is the resultant. This is resultant vector. So y is x plus w. Okay. So that's why A is correct. So in this case, if we want to write the equation for B, you can see that W plus Y will give you Z X. So X is equal to W plus Y. Okay. In this case, X is resultant of W and Y. And in C, if you want to write down the equation, X plus y equal to w. The resultant should be from the tail drawn should be drawn from the tail of first vector to the head of last vector. So in this case, w is x plus y. So in this case, if you want to find the equation for the last option, that is x w, and this y starts from the head of this w, and x is drawn from the tail of W and ends at the head of Y. So in this case, X is Y plus W. So in our case, Y is the resultant. The aeroplane velocity relative to the ground in the presence of air is our resultant vector of both X and W. So option A is correct. Vector P and Q are drawn to the scale. This question is repeated question. We have already done that, and we had to find P minus Q. So that is P minus Q means P plus minus Q. So we will draw the negative vector of Q, and that will be drawn from the head of this vector. So this is our resultant. So option C is correct. Okay. So in question 16, what we have to find? We have to find vector P minus Q. And this Q is, we will draw the negative vector of Q, and we will add this in P. So P plus this negative Q will be our resultant, that is P minus Q. So C is our right answer. Question 17. Two forces act on circular disk as shown. One is 3 Newton, other is 4 Newton. This diagram shows the line of action of resultant force. If I draw these two forces, extend these two forces, if I extend this one force, 3 Newton, that intersect this force at this point. So this is the intersection of line of action of these two forces. So resultant should be, the origin of resultant should be from the point at which the line of action of these two forces intersect. So resultant should be somewhere here. Okay. So in B, resultant is not starting from the point of intersection of two vectors. Line of intersection intersect at this point, but in B, the resultant is drawn from this vector, this point. So that's why this is incorrect. And D is also incorrect because the vector is not starting from this point of intersection of line of action. So D is also incorrect. So now you have eliminated two choices. You are left with only A and C. And how will you decide whether it is A or C? You know that these two vectors are, one is of 4 Newton and other is of 3 Newton. And for resultant should be in this direction, and resultant force will be obtained, the magnitude of resultant force will be obtained using the Pythagoras theorem, as it is right angle triangle. So F square is 4 square plus 3 square. That is 16 plus 9, which is 25. So F square is 25. What about F? F is square root of 25, which is 5 Newton. So in option C and A, the resultant in both cases is 5 Newton. So now how to decide whether it is C and A? In which direction? Now we will decide on the basis of direction of the resultant force. You know that these two forces are of unequal magnitude, so resultant will not be at 45 degrees. If we have an equal magnitude of forces, then the resultant is at 45 degrees. Okay. So what is the difference between these two options? If you draw a reference line, in this case, the angle is greater than this case. Okay. So the resultant will be inclined towards this greater force, because if you want to find the direct angle, then it is tan of theta, which is equal to 3 by 4. And theta is in this case will be smaller than 45 degrees. So in this case, in C, the angle is greater than 45 degrees, but in option A, the angle is smaller than 45 degrees. So A is correct option for this question. Okay, let's move towards this question. Diagram shows two vectors x and y drawn to the scale. X is y minus z. Which diagram best represents the vector z? Now in this case, we have to find the direction of z vector. And if you rearrange this equation, then you can simply write that if you bring this z over here, then z is y minus x. Okay, so that is y plus minus x. So you have to find the negative vector of this x, that will be in this direction, and then you have to add in this vector. So this is minus x, The resultant will be now your Z will be in this direction. This is the direction of vector Z. Okay. So you will simply reject D, C, B. So A is correct option for this question. This is one way of doing. The second way of doing the same question is which vectors should be subtracted from this Y to get the resultant in X direction. So we can do the reverse engineering. If we subtract this vector from this vector Y, if I subtract this vector from if this is Z and I subtract this vector from Y, so this is Y, and if I subtract this vector, that will the negative vector of this vector will be drawn in this way. So the resultant of these two vectors will be X, and that will be in the same direction as okay. So that's why option A is correct. But the better approach is to find Z as subject of the relation, because we have to find Z in terms of X and Y as we are given X and Y, and then we should do the working. Question 19. The motion of an object moving from rest with a constant acceleration A may be represented by this equation. Which row describes the quantity represented by symbol V and S? You know, this is an equation of motion, and you know this equation that V square minus U square is 2AS, and this is initial velocity, this is final velocity. So if an object started from rest, then initial velocity will be 0. Then V square is equal to 2AS, where A is acceleration, S is displacement, and V is velocity. So V is velocity, that is also vector. S is displacement, that is also vector. So option A is correct. Sorry, both are vectors. So option D is correct. Okay, both should be vectors. So question 19, D is correct. Two physical quantities P and Q are added. The sum P and Q is R. This is the sum of these two quantities. Okay, as shown. Which quantity could be represented by P and Q? You know that if you the resultant of these two quantities, if they are vector, is in the direction of this vector R. So R is the resultant of these two vectors. So this means that P and Q should be vector quantities, and direction of two vectors is in the middle of these two vectors. So if you draw this vector according to head to tail rule in this at this point, this is P, and this is the resultant of these two vectors P and Q. So R, this means that P and Q are two vectors. So they can't, P and Q cannot be kinetic energy because kinetic energy is scalar quantity. They cannot be power because power is scalar quantity. They cannot be speed because speed is scalar quantity. So P and Q both can be velocity because velocity is a vector quantity. Question 21. A cyclist is traveling due south with velocity u. This is the speed velocity of cyclist that is in the direction of due south. The wind is blowing from north east with velocity w. This is the direction of wind. A wind has velocity v relative to the cyclist. So v is w minus u. Okay. So v is the difference of this velocity and wind and the cyclist velocity. So which vector diagram shows the magnitude and direction of velocity v? So you have to, if you want to see this equation, V is the difference of these two vectors W and U, negative U. Or in other words, V is the sum of W and minus U. So let's look at this option A. This is, you know that the negative vector U will be in this direction. This is minus U. Minus U, this is drawn in the direction of minus U, and this vector is drawn, and this vector is drawn in the direction of this W. And the sum of this and this vector is this V. So V is sum of W and minus U. So option A is correct. This is another way of drawing the resultant of two vectors when we use parallelogram method. For example, if we have this vector A and the second vector is B, the resultant of these two vectors will be in this direction, and that is obtained from drawing a parallelogram. We draw a vector parallel to this vector in this way, and we draw another vector that is parallel to this vector in this way. So this is the resultant of these two vectors. So V is resultant of minus U plus W. What is wrong with option B? This is in the direction of, this is minus W and this is U. So in this case, if I want to write the equation for this, V is U minus W. Sum of U and negative W vector is V in this case. So this is in option C, this is U and this is W, and this is their resultant. So V is U plus W. And in option C, this is minus W, negative W, and this is negative U. So V is minus U, sum of minus U and minus W. Two forces of equal magnitude are represented by two coplanar vectors. One is directed eastwards and other is directed northwards. One is directed in the direction of east and other is directed towards north. What is the direction of single force that will balance these two forces? So first we will find the resultant of these two vectors. This is, one is towards east and other is towards north. So this will be the resultant of these two vectors. Okay. So resultant of these two vectors is in this direction, and this is the single force that is equivalent to these two forces. So what is the direction of this vector? This is in the direction of, you know that this is north and this is east. So one force is directed towards east and other is directed towards north. The resultant of these two forces will be in this direction. This is resultant. Okay. So the question states, what is the direction of single force that will balance these two forces? So this question is about equilibrium, and that we will discuss in equilibrium chapter, but we have to find a force that will balance these two forces. So resultant of these two forces in this direction, to balance the effect of these two forces, a single force will be directed in this way. That will be in opposite direction of this resultant. So this will balance these two forces. So what is the direction of this force? Is this towards northeast? No. You know that this is south, this is west. So this is not in northeast direction. So A is incorrect. Towards northwest? No, this is towards northwest is in this direction. So B is also correct. Towards southeast, so southeast is in this direction. So that's why this is also incorrect. Towards southwest. So D is right option because this is in the direction of southwest. So this question belongs to the equilibrium, so don't worry about this. I will again explain this question in equilibrium chapter. Question 23. This is the last question of this vector exercise. The speed of an aeroplane in still air is 200 kilometers per hour, and the wind blows from the west at speed of 85 kilometers per hour. This is the speed of wind, and the direction of wind is from west. Okay, so we can say, we can draw this in this way. This is the direction of wind, and speed of aeroplane in still air is this. In which direction must the pilot steer the aeroplane in order to fly due north? So in the presence of air, the resultant velocity of aeroplane should be due north. So this is the resultant that is in this direction, due north. So this is the resultant of wind speed and the speed of the direction of aeroplane. In which direction must the pilot steer? So pilot, this is the resultant, and pilot should steer in this direction, so that the resultant of this vector and this vector is in this direction. Okay, so this is the resultant of velocity of pilot and wind velocity. Direction of pilot, that in what direction pilot must steer the aeroplane in order to fly due north. So what we have to find? We have to find this direction, that is our theta, and wind speed is 200 kilometer per hour, and this speed is the speed of aeroplane is, this is wind speed, that is 85 kilometer per hour, and the speed of aeroplane is 200 kilometers per hour, and this is resultant. So we have to find this angle. Which identity will we use according to this angle? This is perpendicular and this is hypotenuse. So we will use sine of theta, that is 85 over 200. So theta is sine inverse of 85 by 200. So if you calculate this, you will get 25.2 degrees. So both you will reject A and B, and 25.2 degree, and you know that this is north and this direction is, this is west. So this is in west of north, so D is correct. This is east of north, so that's why it is incorrect. Okay,